Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Monday the 19th of May 2025. No news on Saturday or Sunday, so no videos, but we've got some news today. Yes indeed, the list has been published on millfc.co.uk. The retained list, although this is a release list and everyone else who hasn't been, they don't mention, has been retained. So let's have a read of this then. So Millwall Football Club, interesting, it came out in the afternoon. It came out like 4 o'clock. Millwall Football Club can confirm its retained and release list following the conclusion of the 24-25 Sky Bet Championship season. Long-serving duo, centre-back and club captain Shaun Hutchinson and Murray Wallace, as well as wingers Duncan, Watmore and Aaron Connolly, will leave the Den at the end of their contracts next month. The club would like to extend its gratitude to all four for the service that they have given to Millwall and wish them well in their future careers. Elsewhere, talks over new contracts are ongoing with George Saville, George Honeyman, Danny McNamara, Liam Roberts and George Evans. Whilst the club has exercised its option to extend the deals of Billy Mitchell, Joe Bryan and Wes Harding. Josh Coburn, Zach Sturge, Ryan Wintle and Callum Scanlon all return to their parent clubs at the end of their loan spells, with Adam Mayer, Kamal Grant and Kevin Nisbet set to return to SC16 at the conclusion of their loans at Bromley and Aberdeen respectively. All other first team squad members are contracted at the club for the 25-26 campaign. So that's the first team squad. We also have news of the youngsters. Some of this has already come out, and this is, here we go. So Chin Ockley, Shamal Lawson, Carl Smith, Henry Hearn, Tom Leahy, Oliver Evans, Gavali Hayward, Ethan Waddy, Nino Adam Malachi and Dylan Adai will depart the club from the under-21 setup, with Kamal Grant, Frankie Baker, Jaden Celestine Charles, Ben Drake, Jet Dyer, Jack Howland and Rafiq Lamptey having option years exercised. So, yeah, obviously, kind of some of this has been announced already. You know, Henry Hearn has announced, Tom Leahy's announced, they announced on their own social media. Dylan Adai announced as well, I think, or it was one of the newspapers announced it. And Chin Ockley, we kind of knew that because, as I told you a while ago, probably 2 weeks ago now, or maybe a week ago, Woking FC put out their retained and release list, and they said that they had offered the contract to Chin Ockley. Well, how can they offer a contract to Chin Ockley if his contract isn't up? If you didn't know, Chin was on loan at Woking and done really well. And they have offered him a contract. So, and like I say, I've said this before, you know, the under-21s is the under-21s. Some of these players will be 21, you know, and that's the time limit. But you've reached a limit, like, and what you need to realise, you know, quite a few of these players have been playing for the under-21s since probably the age of 17. You know, when they were involved in the under-18s. So maybe not full time, but bits and pieces. So you've got 17, 18, 19, 20. You've had 3 years in the under-21s. And you need to progress, and a lot of them have progressed. But you know, the club have the thing now. They have, like, this is the standard. Are you at this standard? And you know, seeing as we're a championship team, that's a hard standard to get to. It is really hard. You know, we've seen Romain Esse do it. You know, he's done extremely well, and done so well that he got moved on to a Premier League team. We've got RBW, you know, coming through. So it's not that there isn't a pathway through for the under-21s to get to the first team, but the standard is really high. And, if you don't meet the standard, they're not going to, just because you're the best player in the under-21s, they're not going to just promote you to the first team, because if you're not at the standard, they'll go and get someone else that is at the standard. What I would say is it's not the end of the world. If you look at the non-league scene, the season that's just gone, we've had a notable successes by Millwall under-21 players that were released last season. In that, Abdul Malik, he got the assist that won the National League South playoff final for Boreham Wood. We had Finn Cotton and Oleg Bodie involved in the squad for Whitstable Town as they won the FA Vase. So it's not the end of the world, not at all. And we've seen players like Isaac Olofi, involved in the League One playoffs. Obviously, he missed a sitter, but he's playing in League One quite regularly. I think he's scoring goals for fun in that league. So it's not over. It's not over. It's not finished. You just need to play football. You need to go where you can play. So obviously, don't have an ego and go, I want to play in the League 2 or I want to play for a conference team. So go where you will play every week so you can get better. And hopefully you will. And we have here, so from the under-18s, Abdulaziz, Eladin O'Boyle and Luke Ashburn have been released, with George Beaumont, Elias Mansour, Harry Taylor, Oliver Whitby and Dean Forbes offered new deals. Obviously, with these here, so for the under-21s, it says the options have been exercised, so that's done. That's already written into the contract. But for these under-18s, it says they've been offered new deals. So will they take the deal, they don't take the deal, I don't know, It depends, So, like I mentioned before about the under-18s playing for the under-21s, I've seen George Beaumont, Elias Mansour, Harry Taylor and Oliver Whitby playing quite a few games for the under-21s. Very impressive Harry Taylor from his age. He's a centre-back. He's very good with the ball at his feet. He's got good vision. And what you've got to realise is when an under-18 player is stepping up and playing for the under-21s, they'll be playing in the under-18 game on Saturday mornings. And then in the midweek, they'll be playing for the under-21s. So he was playing under-18s and then under-21s. So he's playing like 3 games a week. Obviously, he's like a young lad, so... But still... yeah. The club would like to place on record its gratitude to all departing for their hard work and professionalism throughout their time at Millwall and wish them the best of luck in their future careers. Indeed. So, interesting that... Because I did mention with Kamal Grant, would they keep him on? Because obviously they did let Alex Mitchell go. But, man, if you can go and do a deal and get someone like Tristan Crammer, you get someone like that out of nowhere from Brentford under-21s playing for, or Brentford B team. He's not under-21, is he? For Brentford B team, and he's on loan at Exeter. It's like, wow. And he wasn't even that expensive, what does that do to Kamal Grant then? Is he further down the list? And again, for Kamal Grant, playing in League 2. He's one of our under-21 players is on loan at a League 2 team. So, and the mid-table League 2 team who's doing quite well. So, yeah. Interesting stuff. I wonder, obviously maybe he's going to get a chance for the first team squad. We have let, 2 central defenders go. We have re-signed Wes Harding. So maybe he's going to be involved in the squad. I don't know. So yeah, that's the list that came out today. And now obviously we've got the statements and whatnot. We've got 2 thank yous from millfc.co.uk for the 2 long-serving players that have been here a long time. Club legends. So Millwall Football Club can confirm that Shaun Hutchinson will depart the Den at the expiration of his contract. The 34-year-old brings down the curtain in SE16, having made 268 appearances in a Lions shirt, scoring 14 times. Club captain Hutchinson will be remembered for his warrior-like displays in the heart of Mill's defence, most notably scoring a late winner at Bristol Rovers on the final day of the 16-17 season, a goal that enabled the club to qualify for and win the Sky Bet League One playoffs at Wembley Stadium, which obviously got us to the Championship, and we've been there ever since. And it's a record, 9 years in a row going to be next season? 9 seasons in a row? A free transfer. Wow, what a bargain. From Fulham in the summer of 2016, Hutchinson scored his first Lions goal at Shrewsbury Town in April 2017. Before that decisive goal at the Memorial Stadium entered his name into Millwall history. Managing to shake off early injury worries at the club, Hutch was then an ever-present as the Lions attacked the Championship, forming a partnership with Jake Cooper in a defence that helped the club towards the upper reaches of the second tier. What a player. What a player. Still going, the video back. 6 goals in the COVID-19 hit 2019-20 campaign. Acted as his best scoring season at the club. The opener in a win over Charlton Athletic, and the winner in a monsoon hit game at Preston North End sticking in the memory, with Hutchinson and Cooper continuing to be mainstays at the back as they both reached the landmark appearance totals. Hutchinson's 8th season saw him reach 250 appearances for the club, with his latest goal coming in dramatic fashion. He scored a stoppage time winner at Bristol City on New Year's Day in 2024. In his final season at the club, Hutchie would make a further 11 appearances for the Lions. Director of Football at the Den, Steve Gallen, added, on and off the pitch, Shaun has been a fantastic leader for many years, and a great servant to Millwall Football Club. As we enter into our 9th consecutive Sky Championship season, his goal against Bristol Rovers to secure the playoffs must always be remembered as one of the biggest in our history. We would all like to thank him for his outstanding contribution over the past 9 years, and Shaun will always be welcome at our football club. Everyone at Millwall Football Club would like to thank Shaun for his outstanding service to the Lions and wish him the very best for the future. Indeed. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And also, from millfc.co.uk, Murray Wallace. After 7 years at the club, defender Murray Wallace will be departing Millwall upon the expiration of his contract. With 266 appearances and 13 goals to his name, Muzza will forever be remembered as a man who wore his heart on his sleeve and gave his all for the club. The 32-year-old arrived from Scunthorpe in 2018. Where are they now? Scoring his first Millwall goal and first at the Den against Swansea City just 5 games into the season. He will remain a consistent figure in the defence for years to come. The Scotsman netted one of the club's most famous goals back in 2019, a 94th minute winner against Premier League side Everton to cap off a memorable FA Cup night under the lights at the Den. Muzza would go on to score the winner again in the following round against AFC Wimbledon. Although Muzza would have to wait another 2 years to find the net, he remained a regular in the starting 11 under manager Gary Rowett as the club built a reputation for defensive resilience and strength. Known as the Machine during pre-season for his incredible fitness and timing in the 1500 metre run, Murray's third full season at the club was one to remember. A brace in the Carabao Cup, a last-minute winner away at Barnsley, and goals in victories over Birmingham City and Cardiff City earned him the highest plaudits a player can receive from the fan base. The Cruff turned specialist was awarded the 21-22 Player of the Season trophy, which you can see him up there. He's got it there. Lovely jubbly. Millwall's Director of Football Steve Gannon said, we wish Murray all the best as he leaves the club. He's given so much to over a 7-year period. A true professional who upholds the highest standards for himself and his teammates. Murray will also always be fondly remembered here and welcome back as a friend and colleague in the future. Everyone at Millwall Football Club would like to thank Murray for his outstanding service to the Lions and wish him the very best for the future. And let's have a look at some of these photographs. Pictures. There you go. Bosh. Have it. And will be interesting to see where he ends up. If Charlton go up or Leyton Orient go up, would he go to them? Would they want him? I can't see why they wouldn't. He's a fantastic player with Championship experience, but will he drop down to League One or League Two? Or will he just go back to Scotland? Obviously, he's been doing a refereeing course, which I think he's kept on doing. I think Wes Harding dropped out. A bit early for Wes Harding. He's only 28. He looks older than he is, but interesting stuff. So he's only 32, Murray Wallace. So yeah. Thank you so much, Murray Wallace. Thank you. Fantastic stuff. And if we go to here, so this is the x.com from Mill FC. I'm not signed in, but you can, because Mill will have this golden tick. I don't know what that means. I think they pay a lot for that. I think it's like £1,000 at least. So they've got this graphic that they've done. These are all the players that they've released with and their appearances. So you can see they did special thank yous to Murray and Shuan, because they've had nearly 400 appearances plus between them. Watmore's got 80 appearances, and then you've got the ones that are here on loan, and Aaron Connolly's been here, just 14 appearances. We've got a message from Duncan Watmore. Duncan Watmore, he says, I've loved my time at Millwall, club supported by generations of my family from my great-grandfather onwards. I've met many special people whilst I've been here, and the club is in great hands under the chairman and manager, and I'm confident the lads will have an excellent chance of playoffs next season. There are many moments I shall cherish, but none more so than my pride at my young kids joining me on the pitch at the end of season at the Den. And I wish everyone associated with Millwall all the best, and I look forward to continuing to support the lads. I did not know that. He's a Mill supporter, or parts of his family are Mill supporters, like his family or in-laws. I don't know, I did not know that, which is good to hear, but maybe we should have heard that a bit earlier, because a lot of Mill fans not big fans of Duncan Watmore, and you do, like Mill fans, if you're watching this and you're a Mill fan, you have your boo boys, players that you turn on, sometimes, understandably, sometimes very irrationally, and you can understand, you don't like them because they didn't play that well, but then it just spins and it gets even more vicious and something. And I don't think Duncan Watmore deserved the stick that he was getting. I don't understand it at all. I think he's isn't he still our second top scorer for the season? He scored 5 goals in August, insane. So yeah, hasn't been seen lately though, has he? We've got this from Murray Wallace. Murray Wallace says, my time at Millwall has come to an end, and I would like to thank everyone involved at the club. Staff, players, fans and the Bellison family have made my time at the club so enjoyable. 7 years of my career with so many special memories on the pitch, and last minute winners, play of the season, countless close turns to name a few, but also such a large part of my life off the pitch, starting my family with my own little Lions, and for the club that I've given everything to over the years. Thank you for giving me so many special moments in return. And he's put that on his own X account, I think. So yeah. Yeah, got some old interviews with Hutchinson. So there you go. Wow, goodbye and good luck. Yeah. Is anyone going to join them? Is anybody going to join them? Because the word on the street is that they're trying to bring down, they're trying to pay less money to George Savile and George Honeyman, and probably only give them a 1-year contract. And you would think, well, the season that George Savile's just had, that's kind of a bit poor, really. Even if he got the same money, that would technically be a pay cut, because obviously the inflation rate. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Mill still in contract talks with midfield duo as they announce retained and released list. Mill have confirmed they are in contract talks with George Savile and George Honeyman, as well as activating contract options for Joe Bryan and Billy Mitchell. The Lions have released their retained and released list this afternoon. Northern Ireland international Savile is in his 4th stay with the Lions, including 2 previous loan spells, having returned to the club from Middlesbrough in July 2021. The 31-year-old Camberley-born midfielder appeared in all but one of the club's championship matches last season, as the Lions finished 2 points shy of the playoffs. Honeyman, who 30, who signed for Millwall from Hull City in June 2022, made 40 appearances in the league last season. Millwall have opted to extend the terms of midfielder Mitchell, who joined under 15 level. He's made 155 appearances for the first team. The 24-year-old made 19 appearances in an injury-disrupted campaign, the last of which came in a 4-1 defeat at Blackburn Rovers in April. The club has also taken up an option on 31-year-old fullback Joe Bryan, who joined from Fulham on a free transfer in July 2023. Following a season on loan in Ligue 1 with Nice, Bryan featured in 39 of Millwall's championship games last season. Yes, and he was absolutely outstanding. He was totally transformed. So, yeah. Millwall have confirmed the departure of fans' favourites Shaun Hutchinson after 9 years and 233 appearances. It was Hutchinson headed the winner against Bristol Rovers on the final day of the 2016-2017 season, which took the Lions into their successful League One playoff campaign. The centre-back, who has formed a formidable partnership with Jake Cooper, was named in the Championship Team of the Year in the 2019-20 season. Wingers Duncan, Watmore and Aaron Connolly will be leaving when their contracts expire next month, alongside Scottish defender Murray Wallace. Former England under-21 international Watmore, 31, joined the Lions from Middlesbrough in January 2023. He featured in 26 championship games for the club last season, but had not played since a 5-1 loss at Plymouth in February. Was he involved in that game? Did he come off the bench? I was there. I don't remember that. Republic of Ireland international Connolly, who had scored his first goal for Sunderland at the Den in November, moved to Bermondsey in mid-January, initially impressing and scoring a goal after just 30 seconds in a 2-1 win over QPR on February the 1st. That was to prove his only league goal in a Lions shirt, however, and the 25-year-old has been released. Obviously, he missed the penalty as well, didn't he? Mill are also in contract talks with 26-year-old youth team graduate Danny McNamara, 30-year-old reserve goalkeeper Liam Roberts, and 20-year-old shot stopper and youth team product George Evans. I imagine, given his performance in the first team, that George Evans probably wants more money, and we'll see about that. Middlesbrough forward Josh Coburn, Chelsea fullback Zach Sturge, Cardiff City holding midfielder Ryan Wintle, and Liverpool left back Callum Scanlon will return to their parent clubs, and Millwall will welcome back forward Kevin Nisbet from his loan spell with Scottish Premier side Aberdeen, and fellow striker Adam Mayer and defender Kamal Grant from League 2 Bromley. Grant is one of 7 under-21 players who will be retained for another year, along with Frankie Baker, Jaden Celestine, Charles Ben Drake, Jet Dyer, Jack Howland and Rafiq Lamptey. Under-18 players George Beaumont, Elias Mansour, Harry Taylor, Oliver Whitby and Dean Forbes have been offered new deals. Under-21s Chin Ockley, Shamal Lawson, Carl Smith, Henry Hearn, Tom Leahy, Oliver Evans, Cavalli, Hayward, Haven, Waddy, Nino, Adam Malachi and Dylan Adai have been released. Well, no. that they're leaving. They haven't been released. Ethan Waddy's retired on medical grounds. He cracked his head, along with under-18s Abdullahi Abdulaziz, Eladin Abol and Luke Ashburn. So there you go. Yeah. Now moving on to this Southern News. We've just heard about this. This is the statement that I've just read from Murray Wallace. If you couldn't see it properly on the little tiny graphic on the x.com account, we have it here. So if you want to see it properly, there you go. Pause it and have a read of that. And again, this is Duncan Watmore's one. Again from the southernnews.co.uk. Watmore revealed support for the Lions goes way back in his family. Yeah, why didn't he? Did anyone know that? Did you all know that? Am I the only one who didn't know that? Yeah, weird. Okay, so it's kind of like, kind of like a bucket list thing. Like, oh, you get you wanted to come and play for Millwall, because of the support that's there, which does happen from time to time. We get these players that want to play for Millwall, so then they get their deals done. Just a shame, like I said, a shame it worked out the way it did. But what can you do now? Speaking of Kevin Nisbet, the Scotland squad has been announced for 2 friendlies. So these are 2 friendlies. It's against Iceland and Sainsbury's. No, it's against Iceland and Liechtenstein in June. Kevin Nisbet has not been named. It's a weird squad because there's some like top players playing, and then there's like a load of under 21s. So it's kind of weird. I don't know why they've got. Is that Che Adams? He's playing at Torino. He's not that good, is he? They've got a geezer from Hearts, a geezer from Ipswich Town, someone from Hibs, and that guy from Middlesbrough. So they've got 5 forwards, and I don't know, maybe Nisbet wanted some time off. I don't know, but he hasn't been listed in the squad. And I believe, are they at home? Oh no, one of them is at home. So Iceland's is going to Hampden Park Friday the 6th of June, and then they're going to travel to Liechtenstein on the 9th of June. And both matches will be broadcast live on BBC, which I would be interested in if there were any Millwall players in there, but they aren't, so I'm not. Good luck. So yeah. But you can see, look, they've got Suter from Rangers and Tierney from Arsenal. And then they've got like a load of players that no one's ever heard of. But, McTominay, Gilmore, McGinn. So there's a few like top players. And then there's like just kids. So it's all very weird. But again, they're friendlies. So it is what it is. Although we do have Daniel Kelly called up for the under-21s. So we'll keep an eye on that. We have the last Loanwatch. Did you watch the game? I think it was on DAZN. Was it on DAZN? The aforementioned National League South playoff final. That league was crazy this season. I think Truro won it. And then you had all these other teams that were like battling. Interesting, like Eastbourne Borough were involved in it. They made the playoffs, and who's in goal for them? Joe Wright. Joe Wright, who was a former Millwall under-21 player. So, playoff disappointment for Millwall forward. There was playoff disappointment for Millwall striker Tom Lee. His Maidstone United were beaten 1-0 by Bournemouth in the National League South final on Sunday. And this is from southernnews.co.uk. Charles Claydon scored the only goal 2 minutes in the second half in front of 3,500 spectators at a sold-out Meadow Park. It meant the Wood returned to the National League a year after being relegated. Former Millwall attacker Abdul Malik set up the winner when he beat a couple of challenges before finding Claydon, who curled a left-foot shot into the top corner. Bosh. And if you haven't, you should check that out. It's a really good bit of skill from Abdul Malik. In the penalty area, a bit of dribbling, really good stuff. George Fowler fired wide as George Elokobi's side couldn't find a leveller. Leahy, 21, will officially leave Millwall when his contract expires next month. And then in the National League North decider, Scunthorpe. So that's where Scunthorpe are. You know, we played them in the playoff final in League One. Was it playoff final, playoff semi-final? Playoff semi-final. And we got through to Swindon and we lost, yeah? They're in the National League North. They dropped down into the National League and then down again to the National League North. They won against Chester 2-1 at Glanford Park. Carlton Ubazunu scored the winner in first half stoppage time in extra time after a 1-1 draw in 90 minutes. Daniel Whitehall given the host a lead in the 20th minute before Connor Woods' penalty in 62 minutes. So Scunthorpe United are back in the National League. What I would say, obviously, if you're an under-21 player and you're leaving, you would probably want to stay in the south. I would say if you reckon you're that good, if you can, probably go to a northern team, because the northern divisions, like National League North, is not as good as the southern division. So if you are good enough, you will be an absolute fucking star in the National League North, because it's not that good. The teams aren't that good. They don't have the money. They don't have the crowds. So I would say that. So we're going to finish by looking at the released players from the other clubs that have been updated today from Football Fragmento. And then there have been a couple of transfers announced in this league, in the EFL Championship, so we'll get on that. Ben Mee is leaving Brentford. He's very old though, he's like 35, so... Asmir Begovic, is he too old? Do we get a goalkeeper in? If Liam Roberts doesn't sign, I think we probably do need to get a goalkeeper in. Or maybe as a coach, I don't know. We do need a coach. Unless they're going to promote from within. I don't think they've advertised the job yet. We have Blackburn's release list. Adam Forshaw is a first team player. Some of these others, I don't think they are first team players. And you can see they've offered new contracts to Andy Wyman. How old is he? He must be like 39 by now. Bristol Cities is up. Most of the league have published theirs already by now. Hull City have published theirs. Zane Myers, they've offered a new contract to Zane Myers. He spent a season with Mill, or half a season with Mill under 21s. Joined in Joe Edwards, brought his old man in as a coach. He was very good in the under 21 game, the last game of the season. He was very good. He got injured and had to go off, and that kind of turned the game. Leeds have published theirs. Any of these any good? I don't know. They seem like juniors, I think. Again, released players. Have they been released? Like the thing with Luton, obviously Luton been relegated, so these releases they could be good players here, but they just had to get rid of them because they're down in League One now. Like Tim Krul, the goalkeeper. Again, do we need that goalkeeper? I guess it depends if Roberts doesn't sign. Anthony Dicksteel from Middlesbrough, we were linked with him before, so is he coming now? Is he going to be coming? I don't know. There's Millwall's one there. We've seen Norwich's and Oxford's and Plymouth's already, and Portsmouth. Preston, yeah, we've seen that one. Stoke, is this new? Oh, no, not really. Ender Stevens, he must be really old now. Lyndon Gooch, if we don't get Coburn, is Lyndon Gooch a good alternative? Probably not. Okay. That's it for the Championship, so there you go. And then, the transfers that were made today, looking at bbc.co.uk transfer done deals, updated today, Hector Cipriano has left Peterborough on a free transfer and gone to Watford. He signed for Watford. So, a local transfer, but stepping up a level. Gone from Peterborough to Watford, not that far. Gustavo Puerta, gone from Bayer Leverkusen to Hull. That's interesting. And then the Jordan Thompson one, we already knew about that. I told you that the other day. So there you go. All in all, we've had 3 transfers so far to the Championship. That one, that one, and that one. So there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching. Thank you, Shaun Hutchinson. Thank you, Murray Wallace. Thank you, all of the players that have been released. Thank you so much. And goodbye.